Welcome back, degenerates. Keeping it short today, just sharing my thoughts. For the record, I usually dislike watch advice content because it's so contrived, so let's just call today's episode some watch collecting bullshit as a result of overthinking. Anyways, the topic of discussion is that it's okay to criticize your expensive watch. In fact, you should be extra critical of your expensive watch because you deserve to be. You paid for it with your hard-earned cash. Buying a watch isn't always a logical thing. It rarely ever is. But it should also be an enjoyable experience from beginning to end, especially if it costs a fuck ton of money. Don't get me wrong, everybody deserves the enjoyable experience regardless of what they can afford, but a higher price tag should imply an even more enjoyable experience from, I don't know, just shooting from the hip here, but maybe a watch that doesn't have any issues. I find that the more I spend on a watch, the harder it is for me to criticize its shortcomings. There's a level of pride I have which is difficult to overcome because the embarrassment of essentially falling for the snake oil pitch is magnified in a world where quality is so easily found at lower price points. A perfect example is Tudor. I'm a Tudor fanboy, so I often find myself defending their honor. But what can I say about their dial and bezel misalignment issues? The easy answer is to say that no watch is perfect and I'm being too nitpicky. Just let it go. Dude, are you kidding me? Absolutely not. It literally takes half an ounce of give a fuck to properly align a watch. Perhaps it is nitpicky, but at these prices, nitpickiness is warranted. How about Omega? My S&P 300 had a clasp issue, and in fact, this clasp issue was so common that there have been forums dedicated to it. Again, the easy answer is to just say, take it back and get it fixed. Well, how about this answer? Hey Omega, just make it right the first time. Everyone else is. And don't get me started on Rolex. Have you ever tried the micro adjust on a new Explorer? Or reinstalling the bracelet to the lugs? It's a major pain in the ass, and at this price point they should have perfected the user-friendly design by now. And to anyone saying, those are just entry-level watches, my only advice to you is, don't be a cunt. That's something only a cunt would say, and you're better than that. The community has become so saturated with overinflated prices that it almost seems like we've forgotten that attention to detail doesn't cost much. We're like in an abusive relationship where we gaslight anyone for having basic standards. And I can't lie, I'm guilty of this. I think my pride and stubbornness took precedence in justifying a shitty purchase over critical thinking. And I get that a watch can have value outside of its quantifiable details, so don't take my thoughts as some hard rule I'm trying to implement. Just think of it as something to consider if you haven't already. And I'm probably overthinking this, and maybe I'm completely out to lunch on this one. Either way, I still think it's important to understand, at least for myself, that no amount of hype should ever prevent me from seeking my money's worth. This is how I can at least do my part in keeping brands accountable to me. But that's it for now. Stay classy. I sure as hell won't.